Welcome to another show of Russ on Flowers. I'm your host, Russ. We're out at Blackwell Forest Preserve today. Gorgeous day outside of Chicago. Dedicating this show to Carl Leslie. Is a place that he used to come and fish quite often. Good friend, pal of mine, passed away 2 days ago. So we're dedicating the show today to him. Changing the show today a little bit and to talk about flowers instead of playing with them. We're going to talk about fall flowers. Apropos time, it's fall. And the flowers that are available in the fall are endless. Gorgeous flowers, burnt oranges, burnt yellows. You throw a couple purples in there with some blues and you can get a lot of pop out of hot pinks. Think about that. It's kind of a jewel tone look, but something that I really like to bring out the colors in the flash. In fall, it's fun to use berries like hypernicums. Those are always available. You get into bittersweets. Those are starting to come on pretty strong. Ranunculus is back on the scene, coming into fall. Get some great orange and yellows in that. Sunflowers. Right now, we're carrying sunflowers at Russ Wholesale Flowers from 4 to 8 inches big from tip to tip on the petals. Gorgeous, huge ones. We want to talk about, and when you think about roses, terracotta, my favorite. Sari is an orange. Leonidas is in between a terracotta and an orange rust. Gorgeous roses to use. You put those in with berries, with a nice set of greens, and wow, it'll pop out in any event you guys are doing. We have coming on pretty strong the Rovers, which is a mum. It's a chrysanthemum. And they're only available in the fall. Again, they're big discs. They're big disc mums. Gorgeous. Callas, you can get those in burnt oranges as well. Minis, remember, only minis though. Those will come on right now very strong. And you can get them in yellow too, so keep in mind. And fall colors are great in burnt oranges, regular oranges, yellows, hot colors. Some other flowers to consider at this time of year are, we have gladiolas around, and we carry the best dahlias in the nation, probably in the world I should say. Our dahlias are also huge. They're 6 to 7 inch buds. Gorgeous. Russ Wholesale Flowers definitely carries the best dahlias in the world right now, all day long. I can get those in burgundy's a great color, so keep in mind with burgundies as well, they fit in well with oranges, burnt oranges, and you have your terracotta look. Okay, so those are some gorgeous flowers to consider at this time of year. I don't know what it is about the ranunculus though, I keep going back. In the spring they're hot. We're selling a ton of ranunculus right now. It's a great flower to consider, and when you're looking at those and using those, you'll find that they always stem off. Their stems kind of flow off to the side like bent. If you want to straighten your ranunculus, you have to put them under a spotlight so the light is on top of them and they will curl back straight for your event. So it'll make them easier to work with. It won't be as difficult. Tulips the same way. Tulips will do the same thing. They will bend off to the lights off to the side. If you have lights over the top of them, they will stand straight up for you. It'll take some time, but they'll go straight for you. And the last flower I want to talk about is gerbras. Gerbras are flowers that are available all year. They come in thousands of colors, ranging from two-tone to the stamen in the center, from yellows to blacks. Fun look. There's a lot of questions that come with gerbras and what's available and what we can put our hands on, along with all the flowers. And so on Russ on Flowers and Russ Wholesale Flowers, in both places, you can email me, you could call, the phone number's on there, it's 877 number. Feel free to call us anytime. I'm on the phone with brides all day long. I'm on the phone with customers all day long, talking about what's available coming up for the season and what's available in months ahead. So we want to book out your events months in advance. Call us. I'll be able to tell you within 24 hours if the flowers are available and what they're looking like. So flowers that look like people. Today, the flowers that look like people are very close-up shots of Bells of Ireland little flower, right? And how cute. 3 munchkins. Bells of Ireland close-ups and 3 munchkins. How adorable. Okay, before we start our Q&A, a lot of emails been coming in asking where Steve is. Steve hasn't been around. Wait a minute. Is that him over there?
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Oh, no. That's just the money I could be saving at Geico. On to our Q&A. Dear Russ, a friend of mine suggested silk flowers for my wedding. They said that flowers last all day and they photograph better than real flowers. What are your thoughts on using silk flowers for your wedding? Well, first of all, they're going to last forever, right? You just dust them off and they're there for the rest of your life. One thing, I don't know if that's a benefit or not, I'm not a silk flower guy. I'd rather see live flowers all day long. They present much better than silk, although silk longevity, you have those forever. Okay, that's probably the biggest advantage of using silk flowers. Live flowers though, all day fragrance, appearance, way better, but they don't last, so it's up to you. Those are probably my recommendations and suggestions on the difference between using silk flowers and live flowers. Colors they're off a little bit. We're bringing in beautiful silk flowers, don't get me wrong. We have pre-made stuff and we offer at Russ Wholesale Flowers both. They're great. So that's Angelica in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hope I answered your question. Russ, I'm interested in getting some information on sunflowers. I need 200 sunflowers for my wedding in October. I also wanted to mix in billy balls with sunflowers. Are they similar color, deep yellow or pale? Does this sound like a good combination? This is Heather McClure in Missouri. Okay, Heather, we answered that. Back to Heather, and I could tell you that the sunflowers and billy balls are similar. The color of the sunflowers are a little deeper yellow, but it's a good mix. It's a cool look. And the sunflowers at this time of year, anywhere between 4 inches from petal to 8 or 9. We're getting some huge sunflowers in, but check on availability because next month we'll have sunflowers, but I can't guarantee that we're going to have them with such large heads, that meaning the 8 to 9 inches. Those are absolutely huge right now, but in a month that could change. 4 to 6 inches all day long, I could get those for you. Great, they're a great flower to use for fall weddings, fall events. Awesome. Dear Russ, a co-worker's mother just died. I'd like to send some flowers. If I send the flowers, do I send them to the funeral home or to the co-worker's house? It's up to you. It depends on how the day is mapped out. In some instances, I've sent flowers to people's homes. If you found out after the fact, it's always appropriate to send something to the home. And you find out when the visitations are, typically that's where you send the flowers, to the funeral home for the visitation. I would do that if I had my preference rather than sending it to the house, and that's where everyone's going to be. That's where the flowers should be represented. On Russ Wholesale Flowers, we just added a huge sympathy page that you can go into and pick. I think there's 120 different arrangements to choose from on our site at Russ Wholesale Flowers. So visit there. You can send them anywhere in the country. Call us with questions or email us. Hope I answered your question. Joseph St. Clair in Boston, Massachusetts. That's it for the Q&A. We hope you enjoyed our show. We'll see you next time.